So we'll wrap up today's show with some young players to watch. And we've got our Calder Trophy favorites that we can take a look at. And I find this list fascinating for a number of reasons. One, because I totally understand why Ivan Demidov of the Montreal Canadiens, you look at the electric way that he entered the NHL in the playoffs last year and you say, yes, totally makes sense as a runaway favorite to win the Calder. Sure. But who's going to compete with Ivan Demidov for the Calder this year? So you've got Michael Misa at 12-1, Zeev Buium 16-1 with the Minnesota Wild, Isaac Howard, or Ike Howard as he has preferred to be known, with the Edmonton Oilers at 16-1, Jimmy Snuggerud of the St. Louis Blues also 16-1, Alexander Nikishin, who seemed to get a really kind of lukewarm assessment of his training camp so far from Rod Brindamore in the last 24 hours, 20-1, Zane Parekh, and super excited to see what the 100-point junior defenseman does on the Calgary Flames blue line this season. He's also at 20-1 alongside Matthew Schaefer, the number one overall pick, who looked really good in his preseason opener against the Philadelphia Flyers. He's 20-1. Askarov, I think a very tough bet to win the Calder because at 25-1, he's someone that that Sharks team we've discussed, teams that could sell off. Well, Askarov and the Sharks, he's not going to have a whole ton of support in front of him, and think other guys that could potentially be on the move from that Sharks team, like a Mario Ferraro, in relatively short order if things don't go well, that it's hard for a rookie to backstop a team to a ton of success, although Dustin Wolf did that last year in Calgary, nearly into the playoffs, and he still didn't win the Calder. So that further supports my claim. Ryan Leonard of the Washington Capitals, kind of a really lukewarm playoff for him. I think we were all hoping or thinking that he would step in and be an immediate contributor. But my guy that's not even on the board, way further down the list, is Sam Rinzel of the Chicago Blackhawks. If you've listened to me on any of the other various platforms that I speak on, I have been saying I think Sam Rinzel is the next Brock Faber. I think he maybe not similar style, but I think his ability to step into the NHL and make an immediate impact the way that Brock Faber transformed the Minnesota Wild back end, that's what Sam Rinzel can do. And I think that Blackhawks team, some reports would indicate that Frank Nazar has been the best Blackhawks player in training camp so far. So you've got Nazar, you've got Bedard, you've got Rinzel, you've got Levshinov on the back end. And, of course, Alex Vlasic. Those are five really, really talented players. Yeah, some of them might be starved for opportunity and ice time on that back end where things are going to get really interesting. But I think Sam Rinzel is a great, great piece that at 40-1, serious value on the Calder Trophy board. And I'll be curious to see how that changes based on exactly what I just said.